Hi everyone, welcome back to Home Cooking Vegan Style. Today I'm going to share a heartwarming, mouth-watering recipe that's a family favorite, my roasted vegetable and lentil lasagna. This recipe was one of the first vegan meals I learned how to cook, and it holds a special place in my heart. So let's get started. First, measure about 2 cups of brown lentils. I love sneaking lentils into our meals as a meat replacement because they're packed full of protein and iron. After washing the lentils, I added a few cups of water and let my Instant Pot do the rest of the work. 10 minutes on high pressure is all the time these lentils needed, but you can also cook them on your stovetop if you don't have an Instant Pot on hand. While my lentils were cooking, I started preparing my roasted vegetables. Today, I used eggplant, zucchini, squash, red, yellow, and orange bell peppers, red onions, and garlic. I seasoned the vegetables with Himalayan salt, black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, and olive oil. I almost forgot to add the turmeric, which is optional, but it's another ingredient that I try to add to as many of our meals as possible, given its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Make sure you mix everything up really well. Once ready, toss the veggies into your oven at 450 degrees for about 20 minutes. This is when I started to prepare the base ingredients for any flavorful pasta sauce: onions, garlic, and basil. Once the onions and garlic were diced up, I added a generous amount of olive oil to my pan and started to cook down the onions. I seasoned my sauce with salt, black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, turmeric, oregano, and Italian seasoning. When the onions softened up, I added my garlic and let that cook down for a minute or two until fragrant, and then added 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. By this time, my vegetables were perfectly roasted and ready to get added to the sauce. I also drained my cooked lentils and added those in next. Now this part is totally optional. To give my lasagna a bit more of a meaty flavor, I added in my homemade meatless grounds, which take less than 15 minutes to prepare. The link to this recipe is in the description, but because this dish is so versatile, you can omit the grounds, replace them with any other vegan meat alternative, including walnuts, sausage, tofu, really whatever your dietary needs and taste buds call for. Another optional ingredient is chia seeds. They're a complete protein, add a punch of additional fiber, and blend right into the sauce. I top the sauce off with fresh basil and let the flavors come together for another 20 minutes or so. While the sauce cooked down, I placed my noodles into warm water for about 10 minutes. No need to boil them, and started to prepare my cheeses. I used a mix of Follow Your Heart mozzarella, cheddar, and Chow Creamy Original. Then season the cheeses up with nutritional yeast, a pinch of salt, black pepper, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. I also had Miyoko's liquid mozzarella on hand, which makes the lasagna taste even more cheesy and creamy. I started with a little bit of sauce, followed by the noodles, a bit of my garlic salt, meatless sauce, a generous layer of fresh spinach, the shredded cheese mix, and a drizzle of liquid mozzarella. and then just kept repeating the same steps until I got to the top layer of noodles. This meal is one of my favorites. Not only is it full of delicious and nutritious ingredients, but it also goes a long way for my large family. And if you're anything like me, meals that allow for leftovers are always going to be in heavy rotation. Once you get to the top layer of noodles, add a thin layer of your sauce, liquid mozzarella, your last bit of shredded cheese, some parsley, and a drizzle of olive oil, which helps the vegan cheese melt and get nice and bubbly in the oven. Top this bad boy with aluminum foil and place it into a 425-degree oven for about 30 minutes or until the cheese melts. Once melted, I usually take off the foil and let the lasagna broil for an additional 10 minutes. Now this is what I call comfort food. Creamy, hearty, and packed with the flavors of the season. A perfect meal for family gatherings or a cozy night in. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen today, and don't forget to like and subscribe for home-cooked recipes vegan style.